Yo, what is going on, y'all? V-Rob here. Today what we are going on, I will be breaking down the season preview for the Golden State Warriors 2019-2020 NBA season. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes within the organization, so we will be breaking that down and giving you guys my predictions on what the Warriors will do this upcoming NBA season. So to start things off, we're going to look at the 2018-2019 NBA season for the Golden State Warriors. They finished with a record of 57-25. They were the number one seed in the Western Conference. And after a pretty hard-fought playoffs, they found themselves in a fifth consecutive NBA Finals. There they played Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors, and they lost in 6 games in that series. Obviously, we have to put into account there were so many injuries for this team. Kevin Durant got injured in the first round. DeMarcus Cousins got injured in the first round. Kevin Durant came back to play the first quarter of Game 5 of the NBA Finals. He comes out, plays about 6 minutes, goes out, then gets injured in the second quarter. So it's really hard to put an emphasis on what could have been for the Warriors if they had all stayed healthy. But they did not, and obviously there's been a lot of changes since then, so we're going to look into what happened this offseason. Obviously, the Warriors roster going into this season compared to how they left it last season is so different. Notable players that they lost this summer were Kevin Durant, Sean Livingston, Quinn Cook, Andre Iguodala, and DeMarcus Cousins. Now, it is interesting to put that Sean Livingston is actually still in the Warriors organization. He will be part of the coaching staff now, which I think is a great move. We obviously know Sean Livingston has been in the league for about 15 years, has moved around to multiple different franchises. So I think with his basketball knowledge, with his championship experience, he'll be a great veteran to have in the front office and to work with the younger guys that they got this summer. Now, 2 notable players that they gained this summer, of course, they added a few other pieces for their bench and their depth, but 2 notable players that I noticed were, of course, D'Angelo Russell in the trade for Kevin Durant and Willie Cauley-Stein from the Sacramento Kings. It is crazy to realize that these 2 had career years last year for their squads. You look at D'Angelo Russell, who gave you 21, 7, and 4 for the Brooklyn Nets, who made the playoffs in the first time in the last 5 years, was the leader for that team, was the closer, was an excellent point guard, was an all-star. Then you look at Willie Cauley-Stein on his side of things with the Sacramento Kings, giving you 12 points a night along with 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.2 steals a game. He was a pivotal player for that squad, and you look at what he did offensively and defensively for that team, he played a huge role, and I think he can add that type of experience and that type of effect on the Warriors this year. Now I'm going to hop into the projected starting lineup for this team, and I did not include Klay Thompson on this, y'all, just because this is the projected lineup, in my opinion, for opening night. Obviously, Klay Thompson, unless he goes freaking Superman mode and comes back by October from his ACL tear, he will not be in the lineup until about February. So without further ado, y'all, let's hop right into it. This is my projected starting lineup for the Golden State Warriors. Looking at the starting lineup for the Golden State Warriors for opening night, it starts off in the backcourt with a very solid 2-guard setup of Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell. Both of them combined gave you 48, 12, and 9 last year if you put their stats together. And then in the front court, you have Alfonso McKinney making his return for the Golden State Warriors this year, Draymond Green, and Willie Cauley-Stein. I really worry about defense in the starting lineup, but I think Draymond and Willie will really help them, especially with Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell in your backcourt on the defensive end. For their bench, they got Jordan Poole, Alec Burks, Glenn Robinson III, Kevon Looney, Amari Spellman, and finishing up the 12-man rotation, you have Jacob Evans and Damian Lee. Obviously, it's important to remember I did not include Klay Thompson in this, just because he's not expected to return until February. What is interesting about their bench, though, there is not a lot of depth right there, and it is concerning regarding last season because they were 29th in points per game off their bench lineup. And you look at last year, they still had Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, Andrew Bogut for part of the season, DeMarcus Cousins when they didn't start him. Now you look at this team, where's the scoring, where's the ball handling coming from? There's a lot of pros and cons of the lineup, but there are definitely a lot more cons than pros for the bench squad. As a projection for the Golden State Warriors, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It feels so good not saying that they are on the top of the food chain for the league anymore. Like, you guys are done. Like, no more of this Warriors Dynasty stuff. You guys are done. We will see you later, y'all. But as a projection for this team, I expect them to be in the mid Western Conference playoff standings. In my opinion, they'll be somewhere around the 7 or 6 seed. In my opinion, I think they will be the 6th. I think they're still a tier above, in my opinion, the Mavericks, the Spurs, but I still think they're a little lower than like the Lakers, the Blazers, the Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz. I think there are so many teams that are just a little above Golden State right now. And obviously, it's going to be important to see what they can do without Klay Thompson, the difference and the impact he can have when he comes back. So I don't know what this team's going to look like this year, especially towards the trade deadline. Will they trade D'Angelo Russell? I don't know. I know the Timberwolves really want him. I know the Phoenix Suns still really want him for a good deal. But that will do it, y'all. That is my preview for the Golden State Warriors. In my opinion, though, Steph is an early MVP candidate. As much as I've really shown a little hate towards Steph, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have a super team anymore. They aren't a mile above the league in talent. It feels so much more even now throughout the rest of the league. So shout out to Kevin Durant one time. I know even if he re-signed, he wouldn't have played this year, but still, y'all, he went to Brooklyn. But that will do it, y'all. Make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you so much for the support. Cannot thank y'all enough. Joe Lacob, Bob Myers of the Golden State Warriors. Remember when y'all said you guys are light years ahead of teams a couple years back? Is that so true? Is that so true, buddy? Yeah, first round exit. Y'all are gone. We'll see you later.